Hi, Palabo here, and here's another flashback episode that you'll get already today, because I have 3 more flashback episodes and then I have something extra for you in a week's time. This episode is 1 out of 2 episodes from this place. The first half of the day was absolutely fantastic. That's the flashback you're going to get today. The other half of the day was not so good. But here's the episode called The Best Day in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Enjoy.
Meet Palabo, a digital nomad from Denmark on an epic journey around the world.
I've arrived to Ethiopia on a day where it's a national holiday. My name is Palabo, and this is the Radio Vagabond podcast.
This is the Radio Vagabond podcast.
When I left you on my African journey, I was in Conakry, in Guinea, in the western part of Africa. By then I'd been traveling overland, except for one flight from Dakar to Conakry, in small, crammed cars and minibuses on bad roads. I made a map of the route I've been taking that way. It's on the radiovagabond.com. It was from Fez in the northern part of Morocco to Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakesh, Tisnit, Tantan, then back to Tisnit when I needed to go to the hospital, down to Dakhla in Western Sahara, Nouakchott in Mauritania, Dakar in Senegal, Gambia, Cap Skirring in the southern part of Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, then back through Gambia to Dakar to catch a flight down to Conakry. All in all, the transport over land was more than 3,500 miles. The buses in Morocco were fairly nice, but then they became smaller, older, and much more noisy, with a lot less room to move. Sometimes those small minibuses had a live, squealing pig tied to the roof, and sometimes it was the so-called sept-place, an old Peugeot station wagon converted into a 7-seater, 7 plus the driver. They didn't have, obviously, air condition, and none of these had any schedule. They leave when all the seats are sold. You always had to negotiate the price and always knew that you were ending up paying many times more than the locals because you're a white Westerner and obviously very, very rich. The last of these drives was a leg of over 1,000 kilometers from Guinea-Bissau to Dakar. Here I negotiated too hard and ended up paying only double everyone else. And I'm sure I was punished by given the worst seat in the back corner of this old Peugeot. This seat had the lowest ceiling and less legroom than any other seat. And as the tallest man in the car, I couldn't feel my legs after 10 minutes and kept banging my head against a metal beam on the ceiling right over my head whenever the car hit one of the many potholes on the road. And they were all over. I'm not saying all this to give you the impression that I hated my 3 months in Western Africa, because I didn't. On the contrary, I loved it. I met so many amazing people and it was just such an adventure. But I was tired, both mentally and physically, and I started to look into a way to get down to one of my favorite cities in the world, Cape Town. And then I came across a flight with Ethiopian Air from Conakry to Cape Town. And this was special. On this same ticket, I was able to have a 2-day stopover in a country and a city that I hadn't been to before. So instead of flying south from Conakry in Guinea to Cape Town, I was heading straight east to Addis Ababa. As soon as I landed, I checked into Bole Skygate Hotel, a nice little airport hotel that I found on hotels25.com. Oh, by the way, That's a great website to find the best price on a hotel. It searches all the big hotel search sites in one simple search. You should try it out. I got the best price. You might as well. The next morning, I was woken up by this sound. I looked out the window from my room on the 5th floor and could see that a lot of people were about to start a parade. The guy on the megaphone is giving instructions to what's going to happen. And then I went out into the area where the parade was going on.
I just fell into a religious parade today. It's a national holiday here in Ethiopia, and they're Christian, but they're Orthodox Christian. So this is not a celebration that I know from my part of the world. But we just visited the biggest church here in Addis Ababa, probably the biggest church in Ethiopia, and that is where this parade is heading. Just after these guys in red t-shirts standing singing with women on the side in white dresses, there are the parade is coming with 3 horses, and then they're carrying a big cross with a red Jesus figure on it, and then there's a boat that is sort of driving with some children sitting on, reading books. I'm pretty sure that means something. And behind, and also big speakers where that's blasting out the things that a guy walking around dressed up. I think like Jesus in an old cloth and a big black beard, and he's got a microphone and says something in the local language here that I don't understand. But this is truly festive. What a day to be in Ethiopia.
This is a religious celebration called Timkat. It's the most important ceremony of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, the Feast of the Epiphany that celebrates the baptism of Jesus Christ in the Jordan River. It's celebrated on January 19th, and by pure coincidence, just the next day after I arrived. During the ceremony, which is really a spectacle, a replica of the Ark of the Covenant is wrapped in rich clothes and taken in procession. The singing, dancing, and the procession itself was truly a spectacular sight, and I felt lucky just happening to be here on this exact date.
This is the Radio Vagabond podcast.
It's in the middle of the afternoon, and I've arranged with the driver that's also kind of a tour guide that he should take me around Addis Ababa for a few hours and show me some of the stuff that is worth seeing. A lot is closed today because of this national holiday, like the museums and stuff like that. But he's going to show me some stuff, I'm sure. Hello. What's your name?
My name is Tom.
Tom?
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. So Tom, I'm so happy that you will take me for a drive around.
Okay. So,
Are you local? Are you born and raised here?
yeah, I'm local, and I born in Addis, so
Yeah.
I'm doing such kind of things, showing Addis to the visitors,
Yeah.
for tourists, and that's my job here.
Do you have a lot of tourists here in Addis?
Not that much, because it's seasonal job, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so Sometimes I can find many tourists here, and sometimes there is no any tourists. Yeah, that's the job.
So you know this city better than anyone, I guess.
Not sure.
But you're on the list.
Yeah, I think so.
That national holiday today. What was the celebration? I know that it's Orthodox Christianity you have here.
Yeah.
And so we don't have that national holiday where I come from.
Okay. Yeah, this is Christians celebrating the Epiphany celebration, and many tourists are coming from abroad by this time.
Yeah.
So for the Christians, this is the big holiday, and if you went to the church in this morning, everybody is wearing the traditional clothes and celebrating these events today.
When I was at the church this afternoon before the parade came there, and it was quite empty. But I guess right now, a bit later, it's packed with people.
Yeah, and there is a place. People are gathering somewhere and waiting to pray, and so they are coming to the church after pray. So that's the event, and everybody is going home and celebrating the event all day. You see these girls wearing the traditional dresses, and everybody is wearing such kind of dresses. And
so is it one of the biggest national celebrations?
Yeah, this is one of the biggest celebrations in Ethiopia.
You still have Christmas and Easter.
Yes, we have Christmas, and this event also registered on UNESCO. Yeah, it's registered on UNESCO, and most of tourists are coming to see these celebrations at this time.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's the event.
And I guess normally this road is quite empty now, but I guess normally it's full of cars.
By the normal day, it's very crowded, and you can see many cars around here. But today, it's because of the celebration, there is no cars, and it's a holiday.
What do you work?
Addis Ababa is the capital and the largest city of Ethiopia. My research tells me that the city has a population of 2.7 million people. But that number is from 2007, so it might be even higher now. It's where the African Union is headquartered, and where its predecessor of the Organization of African Unity was based. It also hosts the headquarters of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, as well as various continental and international organizations. Addis Ababa, or Addis as the locals call it, is therefore often referred to as the political capital of Africa for its historical, diplomatic, and political significance for the continent. Ethiopia is a federal parliamentary republic where the government chooses its prime minister, the head of government. The laws are made in both the government and the two chambers of the parliament. The 108-seat House of Federation has members chosen by the State Assembly to serve a 5-year term, and the 547-seat House of People's Representatives are elected by direct elections. So on paper, this sounds all good and very democratic. However, there's a thing called Democracy Index that makes a list of just how democratic countries truly are. It measures the state of democracy in 167 countries, compiled by the Economic Intelligence Unit, EYU. On this list, the Scandinavian countries and New Zealand are on the top of the list, and North Korea is on the bottom. And in that way, it's kind of funny that North Korea calls themselves DPRK, Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Ethiopia is number 128 on the list. So way down on the list. By the way, according to this list, 24 countries are more democratic than the United States. Just putting it out there. But that's not the point. According to the list, Ethiopia is not really democratic. And in the car with Tom, we just passed the parliament.
Tom, we just passed the parliament and you said as a joke, this is where the stupid ideas come from.
Yes.
So does that say anything about what you feel about the government?
Yeah, I don't like the government at all.
Why not?
Because they don't do good things for the people. Every time they are talking, but they didn't say anything for. They didn't do anything for the poor people. So that's why I called them stupids.
Yeah. But it's a democracy. You have free elections.
We have the name only.
Okay.
We don't have the democracy here.
Can you explain how that works?
They say there is a democracy in Ethiopia, but there is no any democracy in Ethiopia. We are ruled by force, and the government also ruled the country by using forces and guns. So nobody is happy by the government. And this is also the National Palace.
That's a part of it as well?
Yeah, this is the palace that the Prime Minister staying here. So,
okay.
And there is no democracy at all in Ethiopia.
But you get to vote?
I don't want to get the vote any party or any political group. Because my vote is didn't bring any change here.
Do you think the elections are rigged?
Yes, 100%. Because if we elect the party that we like, and if the government is lose his vote, they are afraid to give the power for the other parties. So,
what's that we're passing here?
this is Sheraton Hotel.
Okay, big
we
one.
can go inside if you want to see the.
Yeah, let's do that.
So the government is afraid of such kind of things. So they will not give the power for another party or another groups.
So you, as the people, are you doing anything? Do you demonstrate? Do you protest?
Yeah, in different time we try to protest the government, but the government start killing the people by guns.
No.
Yes. So that's the big problem. The people are keeping silent.
Yeah.
Salam. So that's the problem of the government. Salam.
We pull into a car park because Tom wanted to show me something.
That's the biggest hotel?
Yeah, the biggest hotel.
I didn't ask for him to take me there, but he wanted to show me a big park with a swimming pool and fountains behind the Sheraton Addis Hotel. It's a 5-star luxury hotel where the room starts at around 400 euros per night. We saw kids playing in the pool, somebody posing for wedding photos, and generally a lot of rich people hanging out. I guess Tom thought that he wanted to show me something that he was proud of in his city. It was nice to see another side of Ethiopia, but that wasn't what I'm here for. So after an hour we got back in the car to see a little bit more of the authentic Addis. Before we continue, I just want to say a deep, heartfelt thank you to the people who wrote a review in iTunes or your podcast app. This means so much to me. Thank you.
I thought I was being clever and did my research, and I found a number saying 3.4 million people in Addis Ababa. But then you say, Tom, that it's more like 6?
Yeah, but it's not the actual research, but
you counted it.
yeah, by guessing, it's around 6 million people living in Addis Ababa because of the migration of the people that coming from the rural areas to Addis.
Why is the migration so big, do you think?
I think that people are migrating from their hometown because of the what can I say? They don't get schools in their hometown. They don't get job opportunity there. Yeah, that's why people are coming to the city and surviving themselves here.
So, what kind of city is Addis Ababa, you think?
I think Addis is a collective city of. You can see a little Ethiopia in Addis because people are coming from different kinds of places from all over Ethiopia. That's why I say this is a little Ethiopia here.
Yeah, so it's like a melting pot of different.
Absolutely, yeah. It's melting pot of different nations and nationalities.
And nationalities as well. A lot of foreigners come here.
Yeah, I mean not foreigners. Foreigners are coming for diplomatic jobs or different organizational jobs.
Yeah.
So it's as you say that it's a melting pot of Ethiopia.
Is there a growing middle class, or is it very divided with the super rich and the super poor?
Yeah, you couldn't find a middle class people here because there are very super rich guys in Addis, and there are also super poor people. Even they can not eat 3 times a day. And it's difficult to live in Addis for the poor people these days. When we see the rich guys, they change the car every day, every time. They spend their time in the luxury hotels, and so. But the poor life is very tough for the poor guys in Addis.
This had been a great day up until now, but as soon as I say goodbye to Tom, things turn bad. In the next episode, we're back here in the car with Tom, where we talk some more about the difficult situation for the poor people of the country. But then I get a text message that makes me think that I'm gonna die, and I get scammed. All this in the next episode in a few days. My name is Palabo. See ya.